So Elon Musk is buying Twitter, I guess. It's like, the past 6 months have been for nothing at this point. Yeah, at the original purchase price too. So it's weird, right? Because I was trying to keep tabs on this upcoming lawsuit. I don't know if the court date ended up getting stayed or whatever. Just didn't hear any news about it. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, this ends up dropping that, yeah, actually, I don't know what all the fuss of this was about. And I'm just going to end up buying it at the original $54.20 purchase price that I pledged earlier this year. So it's like, what the hell is actually going on here? So it's interesting. I can never put myself in the shoes of a certifiable genius, okay? There's a lot of things that Elon Musk gets ultimately wrong, okay? But when it comes to business, being an ideas man, hey man, that's not even worth criticizing, okay? He is somebody that I think we should all just take a moment to realize that we're lucky enough to live in the same time frame as somebody who has revolutionized the electronic vehicle, has popularized and privatized space travel, and then combined them both and shot him into the sun. Like, this is a spectacular individual. Now, his takes on UN, being more militarized, the things that he likes to say on Chinese-controlled social media. I'm not even talking about Twitter. Just take a look at his Weibo or whatever the hell account that's out there, and his praise for the CCP. I find a little bit suspect. His takes on trying to go after Trump and then just end up getting swatted down like the intellectual child that the social child that he is. Intellectually speaking, he's off the charts, obviously, but he's a bit of a spurg. But he also does like to fuck a bunch of models, so I do appreciate him for that. He just pumps and dumps and cuts him a check. Hey man, if I had billions and billions of dollars, I had the sheer intellect on display, and I just wanted to make sure that the future generations are populated with my seed, it's not a bad blueprint to follow. Just saying. But let's get into the nitty-gritty on this. Elon Musk confirms intention to buy Twitter's SEC filing shows. Yes, this is October 4th. Okay, this was yesterday. After all, we're not just running this back, okay, because this seems awfully similar to something we were talking about back in May or something like that. It's almost like the summer didn't even matter. God damn it. Tesla Motors CEO confirmed his intention to purchase Twitter, according to a new SEC filing on Monday. We write to notify you that Musk parties intend to proceed on closing with the transaction companies by April 25th, 2022 merger agreement. Okay. The Musk parties provide this notice without admission of liability and without waiver or of prejudice to any of their rights, including their right to assert defenses, counterclaims, action pending in the action, including the event the action is not stayed. Twitter fails to refuse to comply to the obligations under the April 25th, 2022 merger agreement, or if the transaction contemplated thereby otherwise fails to close. This dates back all the way to April. See, it's been a hot second since we've had any movement on this. After the news, Twitter shares jumped 22% to $52 per share, but he gets the whole kit and caboodle for $54.20. Musk had also sent a message to Twitter management on Monday that would move ahead with his original proposition to buy the tech firm for, yes, the $54.20 per share, or $44 billion total. Now, what is he ultimately going to do with Twitter now that he has it? People are still getting yeeted off the platform, okay? I haven't really seen any movement on the platform so far. I've just got my burner account that I use for simple research and stuff. Like, I don't even know the name of it or the login, so if I get kicked off this browser, I have no fucking idea how to get back on the bitch, and I could give two fucks. If he just wants to turn the key as soon as all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and he just wants to shut the shit down, I'll find that funny as a motherfucker, and he'd be the greatest troll of all time if he did that. I'm kind of quasi-praying for that, because I think that would be the greatest fucking thing to do. Just look at all of those fucking blue-haired journalists that would be out there losing their goddamn mind because they wouldn't have anything to do with the 23 hours a day that they're on the cuntin' thing. I wish he would, but he probably won't. Ultimately, I don't know how much will really change. It's like, all things considered, it's kind of a dying platform. Literally everybody else does it better, okay? Instagram's better, okay? TikTok does their version of social media better than everybody else. Everybody else is trying to catch up to them. Twitter's only good because all the politicians are on there, okay? You got the access of everybody that's in there, the inbuilt infrastructure. But I hear good things about Getter and their video streaming capabilities, okay? Don't know much about Truth, but it's got, you know, the only relevant guy who's kind of on these character-limited messages, okay, who actually generates significant buzz. So Twitter's kind of stuck in a no man's land, unless, of course, they kick the doors back open to free speech, which is also possible. But again, trying to put yourself in the same situation as Elon Musk, okay, walking a mile in his shoes is a fool's errand, because you're never going to totally figure it out. Because again, if you just go through all of this stuff, okay, from him just seemingly memeing the price of the stock to saying that he's going to buy it, and then all of a sudden, you know, it having this big issue about 25% of the users that are on Twitter are just all bots, and then all of a sudden dropping all these complaints because court date approaches, because he doesn't actually want to see how many bots are on Twitter. So it's like, where did that concern go? Or what are you trying to hide by avoiding going to court? Because at the end of the day, if he were to lose that court case, he would still just have to buy Twitter at the amount that he's ending up having to purchase it for right now. So he's obviously trying to hide something, but whatever that something is, we're never going to know about it, because he's, at the end of the day, going to own Twitter. Do we got a timeline on this or not? Not entirely sure, but okay. The news, first reported by Bloomberg, resulted in Twitter shares halting on trading in the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, and the app has been a little bit goofy. I was on the web page. I was just doing a little bit of research there, and then it just all kind of fell down, popped back up. So it's been acting weird here for a second. This comes as Musk and Twitter have been engaged in a months-long legal battle. Both sides were scheduled to appear at the Delaware Chancery Court on October 17th as part of a 5-day trial. I thought that was supposed to take place at the end of or the middle of September, but I guess it got stayed for that long. But again, this just kind of skirts all of it, because allegedly they've got to the bottom of this. Musk's chief argument has been that Twitter misrepresented the true number of fake accounts and spam bots, which would render the website useless for advertisers. He contended that the prevalence of bots is much higher than Twitter's disclosed figure of 5%. He argued that it's probably closer to 25-30%. But again, now all of that is moot, because they're his bots now. And don't worry, he has plenty of bots that are out there, because again, he's kind of kicked the hornet's nest that is Twitter by trying to avert a world war. I don't know, man. He's another one of these figures who's out there just positing an idea of, hey, maybe nuclear war between Russia, Ukraine, the rest of the West, okay, everybody on Earth. Maybe not devolving into World War III. That's an idea we're thinking about. No, everybody else just wants to go to war. Okay. But I've heard Trump's proposition. I posited one of my own. We'll see where a genius lands on this. Musk presented a 4-part plan to facilitate peace in Eastern Europe and asked his followers on their thoughts. Interesting. First step of Musk's concept is to redo elections of annexed regions under UN supervision. Fuck off. Like the UN's going to do anything about that. It's just a fucking puppet organization controlled by globalists. Oh yeah, and again, just his simping for the UN. Just, you know, it's a big red flag for me. If the public votes against a Russian takeover, then Moscow leaves it to the will of the people. They already had fucking legally lawful and supervised elections last week. Okay, so just fuck off. Now the second part is to reaffirm Crimea as formally part of Russia. It has been as it has been since 1783 until Khrushchev's mistake. Interesting. And the final two aspects consisted of assuring the water supply in Crimea and having Ukraine remain a neutral party. I don't know what the water supply gimmick is all about, but everything except for, just the base assumption that those elections weren't on the up and up. I thought we're at a time where we're not allowed to question any elections, but okay. That one's fine, though. But again, you just take a look at the points that Putin was putting forward that was the justification for his special military excursion, whatever the hell it was called at this point. It was mostly, okay, the liberation of the Donbass region, those 4 regions that ended up voting for their independence and to join Russia. Okay. Denazification of the military, which again, still pretty rampant. You know, the Azov battalion is still out there. Haven't heard a lot from them. Maybe they got nuked from orbit. Not going to say I'm going to shed a tear for fucking yellow and blue Nazis. But to each their own, I guess. And then just the neutrality of Ukraine. Outside of that, that was pretty much all that Putin was after. It wasn't this, we need to wipe Ukraine off the map, we're just going to annex the entire country. No, Putin wanted the Donbass region liberated. That's been achieved. He wanted neutrality. Don't join NATO. Don't join the EU. Just keep it as a buffer zone between the places that don't want this fucking nonsense and the people that do want that nonsense. Because again, take a look at what the EU, NATO, UN are doing right now. They're perfectly fine at overseeing the absolute societal collapse that is happening in Western and Central Europe right now. They got plenty of shit to deal with, okay? They don't need another hungry mouth to feed. But how was this received? Probably about as well as you'd expect, because it is Twitter after all. The poll received a 61.5% no votes compared to 38.5% yes votes. He later established a second yes or no Twitter poll and asking if the will of Crimea and the Donbass residents should decide whether they're a part of Russia or the Ukraine. More than half, 57.2% voted yes and 42.8% voted no. Yeah, why do you need to run another fucking election? Okay. They don't want to be a part of Ukraine. It's pretty much decided at this point. They want to be a part of Russia. They've historically been a part of Russia. Most of their citizenry are genetic Russians. So what the fuck is the point? Staying with a country that's poor, corrupt, and you have no genealogical links to. So just go to the place that wants you. Like who likes you. How about that? Or Musk's Twitter commentary garnered the attention of Ukrainian government and several high-profile individuals. Oh, were they not trying to shake him down for donations? Because that would be a fucking change of pace. Mikhail Podolyan, okay, an advisor to the head of the Ukrainian president Vladimir Zelensky's office, questioned if Musk was attempting to legitimize pseudo-referendums. No, he was asking, hey, can you guys go ahead and poll the people that are in those areas? Because that would be nice. Oh, what do you think? The will of the people matters? And it's like, oh, aren't you guys supposed to be the good guys that are out there? Oh, maybe this is starting to wake some people up out there as to how corrupt Ukraine is. As if Hunter Biden's appointment to Burisma's board wasn't enough for some folks that are out there. But remember, guys, hashtag stand with Ukraine and make sure to put that flag in the fucking bio, you idiots. Zelensky also took the time to pose a Twitter question, and for many pictures as well, asking the public if they liked the Elon Musk who supports Ukraine. Oh, they like the Elon Musk who supports Ukraine or Russia, with 82% voting for the former. Yeah, saying that, ooh, we should just go ahead and finish this war, this never-ending fucking forever war that's resulting in how many more billions of dollars going from United taxpayer dollars over there to stand up against and fight that tyrant Putin. Don't worry, they'll eventually get to the solution. Just need to get some shiny new jets. But yeah, we'll see where this ultimately goes. Again, I would just think that it's super funny as fuck if Musk ultimately got the keys to the castle and just decided, that's enough, and then just hit the lights on the way out. But we'll see when the takeover fully goes into effect, and then assess the damages from there. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.